The Galra Empire's Supreme Commander Raglar strutted across the bridge of the unstoppable Triumph, his tentacles executing a dramatic flare that would have been intimidating if not for the way one stubborn appendage knocked over a coffee mug labeled World's Best Conqueror. His first officer, a jittery alien named Bnur, glanced up from his console, where he was desperately pretending to do something meaningful. "Approaching Earth, sir," Bnur reported, his single eye twitching nervously. "And before you ask, yes, I quadruple-checked. It's the right planet this time." "Excellent," Raglar boomed, striking what he imagined was a heroic pose, but which mostly resembled a squid mid-yoga. "Prepare the fleet for our glorious conquest." "Engage the—" Bnur interrupted hesitantly. "Sir, there's debris." Raglar squinted at the main screen. What he had initially assumed was an atmospheric anomaly was actually a sprawling field of mangled alien warships orbiting Earth like a scrapyard with dreams of grandeur. "Blip," Raglar said, his voice tight. "What is all that?" Bnur nervously tapped at his console. "Well, according to scans, that's the remains of, about 38 prior invasion fleets, sir." Raglar blinked his 7 eyes in unison. "Preposterous. No civilization can repel 38 invasions, not even one led by the legendary Chorich the Pulverizer." Bnur gestured meekly to a twisted hull fragment that bore the unmistakable emblem of Chorich's once mighty fleet. The word "sucks" had been spray-painted in neon pink across it. Raglar's tentacles fidgeted with his ceremonial badge. "Clearly, this is a clever human ruse. Begin the invasion. Deploy the destructor beam of total annihilation." "Yes, sir." Bnur choked, eager to do anything other than explain the mountain of evidence that Earth might not be the pushover they'd assumed. The unstoppable Triumph powered up its most fearsome weapon, a device capable of reducing entire civilizations to smoldering ruins. The bridge trembled with the ominous hum of apocalyptic energy. "Fire!" Raglar roared. The beam shot forward, blindingly bright, and promptly fizzled out like a damp sparkler. Back on Earth, Defense Chief Tina Blast kicked her boots up on her cluttered desk, coffee in hand, as she watched the feed from orbit. Her AI assistant, Barry, chimed in. "They tried the big shiny beam thing again," Barry said flatly. "I give a 3 out of 10 for originality." "Bless their overcompensating hearts," Tina said, taking a sip of her coffee. "Send the standard welcome packet." Barry's holographic display lit up with a cheerful banner. "Welcome to Earth. Please take a number before embarrassing yourself." Up on the unstoppable Triumph, the ship's screen flickered to life. Tina appeared, grinning and holding a mug that read, "Don't mess with Texas or Earth." "Hi there," she said. "Before you guys start with a whole surrender or be vaporized speech, I should warn you, we've heard it all before. Literally." Raglar puffed himself up. "We are the Galra Empire. Our technology is light years beyond yours. We? Yeah. Ultimate weapons, superior tactics, all that jazz." Tina interrupted. "Say, can you see the twisted metal at your 4 o'clock? That used to be the Gork's Armada. It exploded because their flagship AI couldn't handle our pop music charts. Turns out Justin Bieber's baby is a galaxy-wide WMD." Raglar turned slowly to Bnur. "Deploy the Chrono Crusher of Infinite Doom. Let's see these primitives handle time distortion." Bnur hesitated, but obeyed. The Chrono Crusher emerged, gleaming menacingly. It shuddered and unleashed a temporal ripple. Nothing happened. Barry's voice crackled through the bridge. "Yeah, our planet's atmosphere is weird about time-based stuff." Long story short, one time warp experiment turned into a continuous rearing of friends for a decade. Time doesn't mess with us anymore. The crew of the Triumph exchanged nervous glances. Even Raglar's bravado wavered. "Deploy all weapons," he bellowed. What followed was a symphony of catastrophic failure. The entropy amplifier caused a spontaneous disco revival. The mind melter ray succumbed to Earth's inexplicable obsession with cat memes. And the ultimate singularity bomb was defeated by a teenager with a TikTok account and too much free time. On Earth, Tina was thoroughly enjoying herself. "Barry, add a new entry to the Hall of Alien Disappointments, would you?" "Already done," Barry replied, right next to the Glorbs, who surrendered after mistaking ranch dressing for biological warfare. Defeated and dejected, Ragler slumped in his command chair. "Blip," he muttered. "Do we have a protocol for graceful retreats?" Blip flipped through the Imperial Guide. Chapter 38, sir. Right after making excuses for utter failure. Back on Earth, Tina toasted to another successful defense. "Barry, let's send them off with a little something." The unstoppable Triumph received one final transmission, a hologram of Earth squirrels in tiny combat helmets, saluting. "Battle squirrels," Ragler whispered in horror. "We never stood a chance." Ragler sat in his command chair, his tentacles drooping in a way that could only be described as defeated. The once proud Supreme Commander of the Galra Empire stared at the screen, where Earth's Defense Chief Tina Blast was now casually spinning a fidget spinner. Behind her, a whiteboard read, "Weekly invasion attempts, 1. Weekly failures, 1. Coffee consumed, 37 cups. "Blip," Ragler muttered, his voice tinged with despair. "Status report." Blip glanced at his console, which now displayed an alarming amount of red error messages. "The fleet is functional, sir. Technically, although Weapon System 3 is offline, the Chrono Crusher is stuck in a recursive loop, and a quantum disruption array appears to have joined Instagram." Ragler's central eye twitched. "Instagram?" "Yes, sir. It's posting pictures of its firing mechanisms with captions like #DoomGoals and #NoFilter. It's gotten over 3,000 likes." Ragler buried his face in his tentacles, emitting a muffled groan. How did it come to this? Before Blip could offer a suitably placating response, the main screen flickered to life again. This time, the cheerful AI assistant Barry appeared, his avatar a cartoonish floating robot with a coffee cup for a head. "Good afternoon, Galra invaders," Barry chirped. "On behalf of Earth Defense Command, I'd like to formally thank you for your generous contribution to our orbital debris collection. Dave from Maintenance is particularly thrilled to have so much new material for his next art installation." In the background, a muffled voice shouted, "I'm calling it the failure spiral." Ragler straightened up, gripping the arms of his chair. "This is an insult to the Galra Empire. We demand an audience with whoever is truly in charge of your planet." Barry's digital face somehow managed to look amused. "Oh, you want to talk to Bob?" "One moment." Blip leaned closer to Ragler. "Sir, we sure this is wise?" "Based on the intelligence reports." "Silence, Blip." Ragler snapped. "This Bob character will know the might of the Galra Empire." The screen shifted again, and Ragler found himself staring at a figure unlike any he'd seen before. Bob was a human, but he didn't carry the air of a fierce military leader. Instead, he wore a Hawaiian shirt adorned with little rocket ships and sunglasses perched on his head. Behind him, shelves groaned under the weight of various alien artifacts, including what appeared to be a framed photograph of a Galra battle cruiser captioned with the words, "LOL, they tried." "Howdy," Bob said, leaning back in his chair, which was equipped with what appeared to be a built-in massage function. "Name's Bob, head of Alien Relations. Welcome to Earth, home of the finest failed invasion museum in the galaxy. What can I do for you?" Ragler bristled. "You dare mock us? I am Supreme Commander Ragler of the Galra Empire, and I demand you explain how your pathetic planet continues to repel invaders." Bob grinned, propping his feet up on his desk. His socks were emblazoned with little UFOs. "Well, Ragler, can I call you Ragler? The short answer is we're just really, really good at it." "That is not an answer." Ragler's voice rose to a panicked wail. "How did you stop our destructor beam of total annihilation? Our Chrono Crusher of infinite doom? The entropy amplifier?" Bob waved a hand dismissively. "Oh, a little of this, a little of that. The entropy amplifier? That was just bad timing. We had a disco flash mob schedule for exactly when you fired. And the Chrono Crusher? It was no match for our atmosphere. Seriously, you guys need to do more research. Our ozone layer is practically a superpower." Ragler's tentacles flailed in frustration. "You're lying. You must have some secret weapon." "Oh, we do," Bob said cheerfully, pulling a small object from his desk drawer. It was a snow globe depicting a tiny Earth surrounded by alien ships with cartoonish X's for eyes. "Our real weapon is this baby right here." Ragler narrowed his eyes suspiciously. A snow globe? Bob shook the globe, causing glitter to swirl around the miniature Earth. Not this exact globe, obviously. It's a metaphor. Our secret weapon is pure, unfiltered chaos. You aliens always come in with your fancy strategies, your big weapons, your complicated plans. But us, we just wing it, and somehow that works. That's ridiculous. Ragler thundered. Chaos is not a strategy. Tell that to the Gork's Armada, Bob said, pointing to the twisted wreckage visible from the Triumph's bridge. Their supreme commander laughed when we blasted Bieber's greatest hits at full volume. He wasn't laughing when it turned his fleet's targeting systems into synchronized disco lights. Blip cleared his throat nervously. Sir, if I may. Not now, Blip. Ragler snapped. I will not let this Bob humiliate the Gower Empire. Bob smiled serenely, pulling a catalog from his desk. Humiliate? No. We're all about collaboration here. Look, I've got a great deal for you. Instead of conquering Earth, how about joining our intergalactic trade alliance? We got great benefits, including access to Earth's exclusive line of alien-themed merchandise. Blip leaned over, peeking at the catalog. Sir, they have tentacle warmers in 17 colors. Ragler hesitated, his resolve beginning to waver. Tentacle warmers, you say? Bob grinned, sensing an opening. Oh! And if you sign up today, we'll throw in a complimentary Earth snow globe. Plays, never going to give you up. You'll love it. As Ragler considered the offer, the screen flickered again, showing the live feed of Earth's orbit. Dave's latest art piece, a massive sign constructed from alien weapon debris, was now complete. It read, Welcome to Earth. Galactic failures welcome. Blip cleared his throat. Sir, perhaps we should discuss terms. Ragler slumped back in his chair, his once mighty tentacles limp. Blip, prepare transmission. Tell the fleet to stand down. Bob raised his coffee mug in a toast. Welcome to Earth, Ragler. Let's make some magic happen. The transition from Galactic Overlord to intergalactic trading partner was not a smooth one for Supreme Commander Ragler. His bridge, once a hub of fear and discipline, now hummed with the sounds of catalog browsing, budget planning, and the occasional slurping of what humans called smoothies. Tentacles that once gripped control panels now idly flipped through colorful pamphlets touting the benefits of Earth's intergalactic trade alliance. Blip, ever the optimist, was thriving. He had taken his new role as chief liaison with gusto, reveling in spreadsheets, market research, and what he described as cultural immersion. At the moment, he was enthusiastically explaining the intricacies of Earth's economic system to a bewildered Ragler. Sir, the key to Earth's success is their ability to monetize failure, Blip said, gesturing toward a holographic display. Look at their merchandise revenue. I tried to invade Earth, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt, has already outsold the Galactic Year's best-selling product, the Zarian Jellyworm Dispenser. Ragler groaned, rubbing his temple with a tentacle. This is not what I signed up for. Blip, I am a conqueror, not a vendor. You're an entrepreneur now, sir, Blip corrected, and our profits are already up 37% since we started selling limited edition Galactic Failure collector mugs. Ragler glanced toward the command deck, where the crew, formerly a fearsome cadre of war-hardened veterans, was now enthusiastically debating designs for the next line of Earth-Gower collaboration products. The weapons officer was sketching concepts for a glow-in-the-dark coffee mug shaped like Ragler's head, while the navigation officer pitched ideas for a tentacle-shaped back-scratcher. Meanwhile, the main view screen displayed a live feed from Earth's newly expanded intergalactic welcome center. The once imposing, unstoppable Triumph now orbited as the centerpiece of Earth's growing network of tourist attractions. Human visitors posed for photos in front of the ship, now adorned with a neon sign that read, Welcome to the Galactic Gift Shop. Bob's voice crackled through the Triumph's communication system. Ragler, just checking in. How's the rollout for the new Galactic Failure souvenir line going? The crew hesitated, exchanging nervous glances. Ah, sir, Blip said, scratching the back of his head. Our weapon systems were repurposed for the orbital cafe's coffee dispensers. What? Raglar's voice was a mix of shock and outrage. Well, the particle disruptor makes an excellent cappuccino machine, Blip explained. And the molecular destabilizer, it's now a frozen yogurt dispenser. Before Raglar could fully process his betrayal, the unknown ship hailed him. The main screen flickered to life, revealing an alien with blue skin and an elaborate headpiece made entirely of glowing crystals. "I am Supreme Overlord Zargi of the Crowd Dominion," the alien declared, his voice booming. "I demand to know who is in charge of this planet." Raglar sat up straighter, his tentacles twitching with a mix of fear and excitement. Finally, someone who understood his plight. "That would be Bob," he said, trying to sound nonchalant. "He's the head of alien relations." Zargi sneered. "I do not negotiate with petty bureaucrats. I demand a true challenge. I will destroy this Earth and claim my rightful place as the galaxy's supreme ruler." Blip leaned toward Raglar, whispering, "Sir, maybe we should warn him." Raglar shook his head, a wicked grin spreading across his face. "No, Blip. Let him learn the hard way." The crew watched as Zargi's ship unleashed its arsenal. Beams of pure energy, reality-warping pulses, and what appeared to be a fleet of self-replicating drones. Earth's defense systems activated with their usual flair, countering each attack with an array of bizarrely effective countermeasures. The energy beams fizzled out against Earth's ozone layer, warped into harmless rainbows. The reality-warping pulses were neutralized by an unexpected resonance with Earth's Wi-Fi signals, which caused Zargi's ship's AI to reboot into safe mode. The self-replicating drones were lured away by a decoy made entirely of shiny objects and string. Within minutes, Zargi's once mighty fleet was reduced to smoking debris orbiting Earth. On the screen, the alien's confident sneer had been replaced by wide-eyed horror. What is this madness?" Zargi stammered. "How is this possible?" Bob's voice chimed in cheerfully. "Welcome to Earth, Zargi. Thanks for visiting. Be sure to stop by the gift shop before you go." Raglar leaned back in his chair, sipping a human beverage called kombucha. For the first time in weeks, he felt truly content. Blip, update the catalog. Galactic failure mug sales are about to skyrocket. Supreme Commander Raglar leaned back in his command chair, watching with thinly veiled glee as the shattered remains of Zargi's once proud fleet drifted into Earth's orbital debris field. The Crowd Dominion Supreme Overlord, now reduced to a quivering blue-skinned wreck, was being patched into a live transmission from the surface. On screen, Bob was lounging in his usual Hawaiian shirt glory, sipping what appeared to be an iced latte with an umbrella sticking out of it. Behind him, the walls of his office were adorned with newly installed holographic displays, showcasing Earth's most notable galactic defeats. Zargi's ship had already been added to the slideshow, labeled with a caption that read, "Nice try, champ." "Well, Zargi," Bob said cheerfully, spinning his swivel chair, "looks like you're joining the club. Membership comes with commemorative mug and an exclusive discount on all Earth merch." Zargi's voice trembled with outrage. "This is an outrage. The Crowd Dominion is the most powerful force in the galaxy. We have conquered star systems, subdued empires, and—" Yeah, Bob interrupted with a wave of his hand. "You've conquered this, you've subdued that, yada yada. We've heard it all before. The truth is, you all fall for the same trap. You underestimate Earth's greatest strength." Zargi blinked, his crystalline headdress vibrating in what might have been confusion. "And what is that?" Bob leaned forward dramatically, the glint of his coffee mug catching the light. "We're absolute masters of BS." Raglar, watching the exchange from his bridge, couldn't suppress a chuckle. He didn't know what BS stood for, but he had learned enough about humans to guess it was something deviously clever. Beside him, Blip was already jotting down notes for their next marketing campaign. "Sir," Blip whispered, "you think Zargi will sign the trade agreement?" Raglar smirked. "Oh, he'll sign. They always do." Back on Earth, Bob pressed a button on his desk, and a new hologram appeared in front of Zargi, a detailed breakdown of Earth's intergalactic trade alliance benefits. Bullet points like free galactic shipping and access to limited edition human snacks floated alongside animated graphics of happy aliens shopping in Earth's gift shops. Look, Zargi, Bob said, gesturing to the hologram, you've got two choices. 1. Keep flailing around with whatever's left of your fleet and watch Earth teenagers turn your flagship into a meme. Or 2. Partner with us, make a tidy profit, and leave with a tote bag full of Earth's finest alien action figures. Your call. Zargi looked around frantically, his confidence evaporating as the reality of his situation sank in. His flagship's weapon systems were offline, his AI had started quoting inspirational Earth self-help books, and his once loyal crew was now browsing Earth's online store for Galactic Conqueror hoodies. What do you want from me? Zargi finally asked. His voice cracking, Bob grinned. Oh, not much. Just a simple trade agreement. We'll even waive the first year's membership fee. All you have to do is smile for the photo op and promise not to try any more of this conquering Earth nonsense. Zargi groaned but nodded reluctantly. Fine. I agree to your terms. Great. Bob clapped his hands together. I'll have Barry send over the paperwork. Now let's talk branding. How do you feel about co-branded Crowl Earth merchandise? I'm thinking t-shirts that say, I invaded Earth and all I got was this stylish hoodie. As the transmission ended, Ragler turned to Blip. Mark my words, Blip. That Crowl fool will be back in 3 galactic cycles, wearing an Earth-branded apron and flipping burgers at the Orbital Cafe. Blip, ever the optimist, replied, and he'll be very good at it, sir. Their discussion was interrupted by a chime from the ship's communication system. Barry's holographic face appeared on the screen, as cheerful as ever. Hey, there, Ragler, Barry said. Just a heads up, we've got a special guest coming up to the Unstoppable Triumph for a tour. Think of it as part of the new Earth-Galactic Relations outreach program. Ragler frowned. A tour of my ship? That's right, Barry replied. And trust me, you're going to love this guy. He's from the Zoran Empire, very curious about how Earth repurposes alien tech. See you soon. The transmission cut out, leaving Ragler fuming. A tour? Blip, my once glorious warship has been reduced to a tourist attraction. Blip patted Ragler consolingly on the shoulder. Look on the bright side, sir. It's a very popular attraction. Moments later, a Zoran delegation arrived aboard the Triumph, led by a diplomat named Eric. The Zorans were short, round creatures covered in fur, with faces that resembled perpetually startled owls. Eric was particularly enthusiastic, snapping photos of every corner of the ship and taking copious notes in a little holographic journal. This is fascinating, Eric exclaimed, inspecting a display case filled with artifacts from failed invasions. Your species has turned defeat into an art form, and this mug, Galactic Failure number 12, is truly inspired. Ragler glared at the furry diplomat, but Blip stepped in smoothly. Thank you, Eric. We're very proud of our unique approach to intergalactic relations. As the tour continued, Eric marveled at Earth's ingenuity. You repurpose a molecular destabilizer into a yogurt machine? Genius. And what's this? He pointed to a converted plasma cannon that now dispensed lattes. That's part of the Orbital Cafe, Blip explained. It's one of our most popular attractions. Eric clapped his tiny hands in delight. I must try one of these lattes. And perhaps a yogurt. By the end of the tour, Eric was practically vibrating with excitement. I must speak to Bob about establishing a Zoran-Earth trade partnership. This is truly revolutionary. Blip smiled. Welcome to the new Gower Empire, sir. We may not conquer planets, but we're dominating the gift shop industry. Ragler chuckled, his tentacles finally relaxing. Very well, Blip. Let's see how far this entrepreneurship can take us. 6 months later, the Unstoppable Triumph had been fully transformed into Earth's premier intergalactic shopping destination. Aliens from across the galaxy flocked to its orbital cafe, gift shop, and interactive museum. Ragler, now wearing a snazzy uniform emblazoned with the Earthgower logo, led tours with the same dramatic flair he once reserved for battle. And as Bob liked to remind everyone over the sound of cash registers ringing and lattes frothing, sometimes the greatest weapon isn't a death ray. It's a really good marketing team.